What's going on? What's going on, man? Please, if anybody come through in the chat, let me know if I sound clear because I'm not on my regular equipment. Please. I had some malfunctions as far as just bringing everything I was supposed to have as far as my mic and stuff. But shout out to anybody coming through tonight. We are doing Bad Boys Ride or Die movie review. If y'all can notice my background, yeah, it's a different setting. Y'all probably gonna have to get used to this. But like I said, I'm gonna get some things straight. Just hold out, low key K. Once again, shout out to anybody coming through. And like I said, if y'all in the chat, let me know if I sound clear. Because like I said, I'm not on my regular mic. Please let me know if I sound clear. Because I don't want to be on here all night and I don't sound clear and y'all can't hear me or anything. But once again, shout out to anybody coming through. We are doing Bad Boys Ride or Die movie review. Uh, ain't got nothing to do with me. But anyway, is Will Smith canceled tonight? I don't think so. As you can see, Bad Boys pretty much overperformed, outperformed expectations as far as the box office, 104 million globally. I think it did like 56 million as far as the domestic box office. But you know everything as far as after the Will Smith slap towards Chris Rock, there was a lot of questions whether Will Smith was going to be able to have that star power as far as at the box office and performing. It looks like, man, look, let's just be clear. Black people ain't canceling Will Smith. I don't know what fuck y'all out here talking about. Everybody out here all still sensitive and shit with this slap. Ain't nobody talking about that no more. We going to see Bad Boys. We grew up watching Bad Boys. What's going on, the deal? Thank you, thank you. Please let me know if I'm not clear. Please let me know if I'm not clear. Yeah, e- I'm gonna probably do a little, slight spoilers. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm gonna do slight spoilers. Slight spoilers. That's what I say. But anyway, and make sure y'all come through. We are doing the Under Paris review. That's why the new shark movie on Netflix. But anyway, once again, let me know if I sound clear as far as in the chat. We've been rocking with Bad Boys since 1995. Shout out to my mama, my aunts, and them. As far as me having that privilege of going to the movies to see this, I was able to go to the movies to see Bad Boys, the original Bad Boys, and I was Martin. You talking about Martin at this time? Martin was big. Martin was definitely bigger than Will Smith at this time. So going into this movie, I really like the fact that they kind of put Martin as the pivotal point of this movie because even in the last Bad Boys, as far as Bad Boys for Life, you know, they had the whole thing with Will Smith and him getting shot or whatever, and you can kind of see them kind of switching those roles as far as Martin. And I think it's a coincidence that it's kind of been rumors of Martin kind of having something wrong with him, or people been saying like, "Oh, it look like Martin not healthy or this and the third." It just so happened that have this situation with Martin in the movie, as far as him going through a health moment, like a real scary health moment, where it seems like he might not pull through. So that's one of the things I really, really enjoying as far as what they are doing now with the Bad Boys franchise because in the last couple movies, as far as the Michael Bay versions, it was mostly just action and comedy, action and comedy. And now I feel like they've added an extra layer of heart to these new movies as far as the new directors. Shout out to them guys and what they've done, even with the side characters that we're getting. But as far as the chemistry between Martin and Will, as far as Marcus Burnett and Mike Lowry, man, this shit ain't never went nowhere. Shout out to my guy Perk Minded because I don't know if other people have done it, but I've seen a lot of people making references, including Perk, as far as the Fast and Furious franchise to what they're doing now, especially with the action in the new versions of the Bad Boy franchise. What I will say is they was always doing this way before the Fast and Furious franchise. You know, nigga, Fast and Furious was still in DVDs. They didn't start doing that crazy shit the Fast Five when The Rock came. Like we are on the fourth movie as far as the Bad Boys franchise, and to be honest, maybe Fast and Furious should have skipped some years just like they did, give or take. I think this actually helped Bad Boys for them to continue doing what they doing and actually had a quality of movies that they have as far as the years that have been skipped because 1995 was the first Bad Boys, and then we didn't get a next one until like I think 2003 as far as Bad Boys 2, and even after that one, we didn't get one all the way to I think 2019 as far as Bad Boys for Life or 2020. I could be wrong, But either way, I'm really enjoying what they have been able to keep doing. But the chemistry between Martin and Will is what's carrying this movie. That's definitely what's carrying this movie. Because as soon as you put them back on screen together, I mean, we back in the driver's seat. We right back where we was at as far as the last previous movies, and even going back to that first movie, at that first scene with them in the car arguing over the fries that Martin dropped and Will Smith car. Well, Mike Larry car. Well, anyway, like I said, I feel like they make Martin, as far as Marcus Burnett, a real pivotal point of the movie this time around because of the health situation he go through, and after that, he kind of go through this trance of feeling like he's invincible. So you get really, really silly scenes, especially at the first half of the movie. Now, this is another thing I really enjoy as far as what they done with the new Bad Boys, as far as the new directors, as far as we got casualties. See, this is the difference between Fast and Furious, Perk, if you listen, and Bad Boys. When people die, they don't come back. Fast and Furious, niggas coming back all the time. Ain't nobody dead. Look at old boy. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Everybody. Look at Michelle Rodriguez kid. Everybody done died in the Fast and Furious franchise and came back. Not in Bad Boys, because it's a lot going on dealing with the captain, and he's officially dead here. But it ain't just that. It's the fact that the first half of this movie, as far as Bad Boys Ride or Die, it's a lot of silly shit going on. It's mostly silly. It is mostly just engaging you and getting you back into the formula of Marcus and Mike. But once shit gets real, once we get kind of introduced to our villain, which we're gonna get to, things get serious. And we get a pivotal character in here who been a part of the franchise for a long time that it goes left. Like I said, I'm not gonna spoil too much. What's going on, Bossel? Appreciate you coming through. Yes, yes. Hey, Bosso, let me know if I sound clear, bro. I'm gonna ask everybody who comes to the chat because I'm not on my regular mic. I want to know if I sound clear. But yeah, it's a real pivotal moment in this movie where they having a conversation with an original character from the franchise. I'm not gonna say who it is, but it's somebody who done been in the movies, who done been in all of the Bad Boys movies, and that person, like, something happens with that person, and that's when shit just goes straight up, like it goes up a notch, as far as the action, as far as just everything. Hey, boss, I'm gonna get to Reggie. I'm gonna get to Reggie. Like I said, boss, so let me know if I sound clear too, bro. But yeah, man. Once that moment happens to this one character in the movie who done been a part of the franchise, I was like, yo, they doing it again. Cause you remember in the Bad Boys for Life, the captain Howard, he got took out. Like it was a lot of pivotal moments in the last movie where I was like, yo, they are really going there. Like Mike getting shot at the beginning of the movie. And like I said, at the beginning of Bad Boys Ride or Die, it's a really pivotal moment with Marcus Burnett as far as Martin character, where it's like, yo, we getting moments and we getting things with these characters as far as just the condition of their health. You got to realize that they are older now. Vin Diesel, Dom, and the rest of them niggas in Fast and Furious, them niggas don't get old. These niggas still superheroes. The fact that they are showing the certain flaws in these characters now, that's what I really enjoy. Because even outside of Martin, Mike is going through some shit as far as Will Smith character. Yo, Mike done always been like top notch. He done always been able to come through. He done always been able to take out the bad guys. He done always been like that guy, like the strong pivotal character of the franchise. And Martin character done always been like the funny guy. Sidekick. But in this movie, like I said, they give Martin kind of that leading role because Will is going through his own trauma dealing with what happened to, the captain. And it's a really, really, the story kind of is basically centering around the captain. And I really like what they did with that because they are basically painting him as being a dirty cop. And you get that in the trailer, so that ain't a spoiler. But the villain of this movie, he's basically behind this. And I'm not gonna give nothing away, but the connection with him and the connection with Howard is interesting as far as the captain. But yeah, man, like I said, it ain't all perfect. I will say that I didn't like a lot some of the things they did with Martin um in the early movie, as far as what we get at the beginning. It's like a lot of silly stuff that they doing with Martin, especially with like this jelly bean scene and stuff. But it's kind of the phase they going through with him and it's supposed to be invisible and stuff or whatever. But like I said, once we get to that second half and we get the action took up a notch, even the comedy starts to work a lot more because I feel like Martin. when it comes to this franchise, he's able to come kind of back into that form of even him in the original Bad Boys or even him in the '90s, with the sitcom as far as Martin. Because outside of people like I would say Eddie Murphy and them, like people who come from that era where they was like real raw and raunchy, I feel like they don't really toned it down. And even with Martin, but when it comes to Bad Boys, I feel like he always able to kind of take it back up to that level of like that rawness as far as his comedy. And that's what I really enjoy with him and as far as this character. And like I said, I feel like they kind of let him get a little bit looser in this, like and listening to what they did in the last version, which I still think he was good in. Once again, now outside of the comedy, the action, I really enjoy what they was able to do with Will Smith's son. Who we get the big mystery or we get the big surprise reveal in the last movie, as far as Mike Larry's son from the Joy Cartel woman or whatever. But you know, they give him a really good kind of redemption arc this time around because you know what he did when he shot the captain. And like I said, the connection they got with that is a really interesting thing. And the fact that they make sense of why they able to bring him back. But not only that, it's the fact that he Mike's son, but he got probably one of the best action scenes in here in a prison fight scene. Like I said, in the last movie, he had some good scenes, and they able to make that work as far as taking the action up another level as far as working with people like him because working with the strengths of Martin and Will, knowing that they older, they still able to make that work because Will's still doing what he doing. He's still knocking niggas heads off or whatever, but it's really good action scenes with your boy right here as far as Mike's son. But I'm telling you, man, it's somebody in the movie who, once again, who been a part of the franchise for a minute, coming into the sequel as far as part two, who had a really big scene, who still this scene is still a classic scene, who everybody still references as far as the Reggie scene in part two. Reggie, man, Reggie, Reggie is the guy. Reggie, what's going on, Woody Wacker? Woody's Wacker 69. Appreciate you coming through. Oh yeah, this definitely a movie you can go watch again and again. Shout out to Bad Boys Ride or Die. And like I said, we showing up. But Reggie, man, if you wanted to get your best version of just like I said, it's plenty of action movies out here doing John Wicks. But I really like what the directors are doing with this movie because I feel like we got some different cinematography with this, and we got some kind of different um choreographed fighting scenes in this, especially with Reggie. Man, we got a scene in here where I don't want to give too much away, but once again, if you don't watch the trailers, Marcus and Mike, they are fugitives, and the trailers get it away that they end up being wanted or whatever. But these villains, they are coming after everybody, including their families. So it's a scene in here where Reggie got to get everybody straight. And man, when I tell you my boy come through, you talking about on some John Wick shit. I'm talking about yeah, this is a scene still, and people gonna be talking about this a lot. And this gonna be one of the ones that's gonna go on and on and on. And more than likely, I won't be surprised if we get some type of spinoff, whether it's a series or a movie, with Mike's son and Marcus' son-in-law, Reggie. I'm telling you. Yeah, Woody. Hey, Reggie. Hey, we might get that spinoff, Woody. Hey, shout out to you, Woody. I'm glad you mentioned that because Tiffany Haddish. Shout out to Tiffany Haddish, man. She ain't got a big scene in here, but she do got a good little part in here. Well, a conversation that she got with Marcus and Mike. Shout out to Tiffany Haddish. And I ain't gonna give too much away, but that's a good scene too, as far as what they talking about and what she want Mike to do to her for her to give her the information that they need because they are fugitives at this point. So shout out to Tiffany Haddish, man. But yeah, your boy Reggie, man, this is going to be a scene people better be watching out for as far as Reggie. And like I said, he definitely gonna be back. And I know they're gonna be working on the sequel because we got to after what this movie made at the box office. But yeah, him and between Armado, I think that's his name, Armano, whatever, Mike's son. Don't be surprised if we get a spin-off with both of these two because they got some good action scenes in here. And like I said, I feel like he got a good redemption arc as far as the story that they give him in here. Because I ain't gonna give too much away once again as far as spoilers, but like I said, Captain Howard, he has very pivotal story going on in this movie, including kin people that we didn't see in previous movies. So definitely be on the lookout for that. Man, I ain't trying to get too much away, Woody. I ain't trying to get too much away. Like I said, it went another level when that scene happened in the club, man. But yeah, as far as villains, I want to talk about the villain a little bit. I mean, it ain't too much that stands out about him. I mean, kind of your generic villain that you kind of get outside of even the Bad Boys franchises overall. But as far as just his presence and his introduction, I feel like it was kind of strong. And even his backstory, I was kind of interested in his backstory, and I was wondering was they gonna do more with it because we do get like a little tease of his backstory, and it's like, oh damn, he went through some shit. So yeah, it was almost on some little Thanos type shit that they kind of tried to do with him. But yeah, he's mostly generic outside of the movie, and his sidekicks, everybody's generic as far as the villains. I still to this day say I feel like I like the villain in the original Bad Boys 1995 villain. I liked him a little bit more than the ones we have got in the previous movies. And I do like what they did, like the previous movies, like I said, and kind of that story that they had with Mike's son and his mama, as far as the villains. But yeah, once again, it's a lot going on as far as our main characters, as far as Marcus and Mike. And like I said, Mike got his own little thing that he's actually going through because like I said, he's always kind of been like that superhero of the franchise. He's always kind of been on point, but he has kind of some things he's going through, and I ain't gonna get too much away. But like I said, Martin, as far as Marcus in this movie, he's kind of leading the charge. He is. And he has some very funny moments in here, and he got some somewhat good little action moments in here. And like I said, directors and the cinematography, you might get a little dizzy sometimes. Shit might have you feeling like you at the goddamn county fair or something. But they do have some good moments where I feel like we haven't seen this before, even in the John Wick franchise. But John Wick still top notch, still number one when it comes to what they've done and being able to do and keep flipping and keep switching and keep bringing brand new elements of action to their movies that I feel like people are trying to copy and paste over and over and over as far as the John Wick franchise. But I like what they're doing in here because not only are they using the character traits of Will Smith and Marcus, or well, Martin character, as far as not making them seem like they can overdo it as far as action, but giving them just the amount that we know they can do. But that's why they got Will Smith's son in here and Reggie for them to kind of come in and do the little extra shit that we can get, and that works. Outside of even the side characters we get, because we got some people that was from the previous movies, as far as Bad Boys, um, for Life, as far as the SWAT team, little task force that are in here too. But overall, man, this works because of the chemistry between Martin and Will. Like I said, what they able to do and what they're able to bring and what they are able to still maintain throughout these pivotal moments, as far as like I said, that I feel like that we didn't get as far as for the first two movies, the Michael Bay versions that we're getting now, especially what I feel like with the heart that we're getting, and characters that you feel like you wouldn't even care about that you actually care about in this type of franchise. Fast and Furious, I feel like can't do shit like that. They can't do shit like that. What I will say is that Michael Bay had those moments kind of. Even in the first Bad Boys movie, when you had old girl getting shot, as far as Will Smith, Mike Larry's homegirl, I forgot her name, Max. You know when Max got shot, they kind of had a little moment of that. That was a little hard moment. Or even a moment in Bad Boys 2 when you know Marcus' sister got kidnapped and they had to go over there and try to save her. Speaking of, do you think they ever bring Gabrielle Union back to the franchise? I think that'd be interesting. Being that they did a little spinoff with her and everything. So I don't know. Reggie. I'm gonna be honest with you, it's Reggie. Reggie was the one. Because even at the end, where Will and Martin trying to intimidate him because they trying to cook on the grill, they was like, nah, this nigga killed like 15 people. Once again, I'm not trying to give too much away, but I'm just saying, shout out to Mario for coming. I ain't supposed to do all. Anyway, shout out to you for coming through. When you say I hope so, I don't know what you mean because I know you ain't even seen the movie yet. But anyway, yeah, if y'all have not had a chance to check out Bad Boys Ride or Die, definitely go check it out. And once again, we not canceling Will Smith. We're not canceling Will, so y'all can forget about that. Anyway, look out for Reggie. I'ma keep telling y'all, look out for Reggie. Oh yeah, yeah. I hope they do bring back Gabrielle. Like I said, I kind of feel like they done do her to the side. Like she was a pivotal character in part two, and they ain't said nothing else about her since then. Yeah, that's still a standout scene, Woody. As far as the Reggie, Marcus, and Mike scene when he come into the door with the braids. Like I said though, boy, I don't think you gonna approach Reggie the same way now. Reggie a different character this time around. But yeah, outside of that, let me know how y'all feel as far as the new Bad Boys Ride or Die. I enjoyed this. What's my favorite Bad Boys as far as the franchise? Probably still number one. I still stay number one. I feel like it's still the funniest. I still feel like I enjoyed some more pivotal action moments in there. I feel like the other movies have definitely took it up a notch. I still say part two with the Jamaican scene, the devil doesn't live here, is still one of my favorite scenes as far as action scenes and comedy as far as put together. But yeah, y'all let me know how y'all feeling as far as the new Bad Boys, and are y'all wanting to see another one as far as a part five? Shout out to Woody's Whacker 69. Shout out, I appreciate you coming through, but with me saying that whole name kind of sound crazy, so I'm gonna just stick to Woody. No Diddy. But anyway, yeah, yeah, Woody. I say a 10 out of 10 too. Like I said, they doing something that I feel like Fast and Furious franchise have not been able to do. Even though they only on part four, but separating them years kind of, but having that chemistry. Like nigga, The Rock and Vin Diesel wasn't even getting along no more in the Fast and Furious franchise. I'm just saying. But anyway, y'all let me know how y'all feeling about Bad Boys Ride or Die. Let me know if y'all checked it out. And if you haven't, do you plan on going to check it out? And if you have, do you plan on going to see a repeat of Bad Boys Ride or Die? Or have you canceled Will Smith because he slapped Pookie? I mean Chris Rock. Let me know. All right. Shout out to Woody for coming through. And shout out to Mike. Shout out to Bossel. Shout out to Nadia. Once again, we got a short movie we're gonna be doing tonight. Make sure y'all come through for that. Under Paris, Netflix. Do y'all feel like short movies have making a comeback with this new one? We'll be back live tonight. Anyway, make sure you hit that like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that notification bell, let you know when I upload new videos. Other than that, we out.